Skirt. Whew. Alright.
Seatbelts.
Alright. Alex plays the song.
This is ground control to Major Tom.
So what did you, I'm really interested to hear what you think of this. No?
I don't know. Like, there was a couple cool parts, but overall, like, other than, I actually liked Cara Delevingne. Was that her name?
Yeah.
I liked her.
That really surprised me.
Yeah.
Because
She acted well.
She acted, period. That was...
Yeah. After, what was she,
She was the witch
the huntress
thing.
or whatever?
Yeah,
What was her name?
That was god awful. Don't even say the name of that.
Yeah. So I was expecting, like,
Hot garbage.
yeah, like the equivalency of a wet sock.
Yeah.
and she was good. I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Dane DeHaan.
I didn't either.
He was not good. Because he was trying to be this cool.
Well,
Like-
in his, I don't blame him. Because he's a talented actor. I've seen him do good
Yes,
in
I-
other things. I think the way that character's written and
Yeah.
just the way that, I don't know, maybe it's directing or I don't know what, but the character is annoying.
Mhm.
Like, so, I don't know. Like,
But even him though, like, I didn't like his performance. I didn't like it.
No?
And I know it's not supposed to be serious or anything because it's a goddamn space movie.
yeah.
But he just, there were so many corny lines he had, and again, that's writing, but the way he delivered them was
Mm-hmm.
like corny, you know?
That was the number one thing about this movie that I really hated the writing. Like every bit of speaking
Yeah.
that they did to each other was complete
To each other, yeah.
complete cheese.
Yeah.
To anybody talking to anyone was total cheese.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
And they did this really so this is based on like a comic.
Yeah.
And I think whoever wrote, I don't know if it's whoever wrote the comic or whoever wrote, or Luc Besson or whoever wrote the screenplay, really seemed like they were shooting for Han Solo here. And they did not pull it off at all. Because, like, the first words out of his mouth to Cara Delevingne, I don't remember what they are, but it's something along the lines of, like, I'm a space traveling badass and you're an intellectual type, so you have to be attracted to me.
Yeah.
And then everything he said to her was like, I'm so cool and you think I'm sexy, so like we should get married. And it was yeah, I agree. I hated his character.
Yeah, and he's the title character, which I didn't know. I thought Valerian was a planet or something.
Oh yeah.
Like from the beginning, he was just, ugh, God.
Yeah.
And
He didn't sit right with me either.
Yeah. So, what I did like, there's parts that look cool, but even for the trailer, it was like, this is visually awesome. It wasn't that great. I mean,
I don't know. I thought it was really impressive. I thought the visuals were gorgeous.
there was many a time where they, like, you could tell green screen so bad. There's probably 5 or 6 times I saw where it was like, and it's obvious, the whole thing, the entire thing was shot in front of a green screen, but there was just times where it was too much.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like they just seemed like they were maybe running out of the budget at some point, and
Yeah, I didn't really. So the one time I got a sense of like, oh, green screen was the very beginning first scene with them on the beach, and I thought that when they revealed that was like a projection inside their ship, I was like, oh, okay, I'll forgive that one. And then I didn't really notice any green screeny things after that.
I saw that too, and I got that. Like I understood that was a
On purpose.
projection or whatever. But anytime there was human and CGI interaction, every time Cara Delevingne was touching that creature, every time.
Yeah.
You saw that. The Pearl wasn't so bad, but every time she was interacting with that creature thingy, the replicator, I could tell that was, and again, it's obvious, but even in other movies when there's like CGI creature stuff, you don't notice it like that.
No, not so bad.
And I don't think that was her acting or anything. That was just the CGI.
Yeah.
When a movie, and I don't know what the budget is on this movie, but when a movie is that much CGI, I'm pretty sure that budget was high. And there's certain things they probably had to cut corners on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yes, the acting wasn't great. Her, again, she was the best probably actor in it. And for someone who played like a, I don't know, like I didn't know what her range is, but someone who played like she's a supermodel, and you know the stereotypical supermodel thing is. And again, I don't know her, so I can't judge her, but you know, I haven't seen many supermodels act very well before, and she did good. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have really a nice thing to say. Even
she's
like
the bright spot. Her, and I think it's I'm not ready to say that she's a good actor.
No.
I think a lot of it is I think the writing, whoever wrote it, like wants us. It's like they thought more about Laureline as a character and less about Valerian. Valerian's just very obvious, like a Han Solo ripoff that they couldn't pull off. Is what I thought of him.
Yeah.
And I like Dane DeHaan. The one thing that drives me nuts about Dane DeHaan is I don't know if he doesn't wear makeup at all, or if he just tells him not to do makeup under his eyes. He always looks stoned.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy.
So like, yeah, the only nice thing I have to say about this movie is Cara Delevingne. Dane DeHaan, he's, for a movie that's again about him, he's supposed to be likable, and he's not.
He didn't really.
Okay, his action was cool.
Yeah.
His action was cool at times. The whole scene with those fat, blubbery things where he's slicing them all up, he was awesome there.
Yeah.
The rest of it, though, was, again, too much CGI, where it's just computers fighting computers. Like,
there's a really cool single shot where he's running, but it's one of those things where when there's a person character that's done in CGI and they're like running or moving around, you can just kind of tell that it's not a natural looking run.
Yeah.
And that threw me off. I was like, this is really cool, a really cool shot, but it's very clearly just like this weird hulking model that they made that doesn't make sense the way it was running. It was just slightly off. Yeah. And it was really off-putting. But I think in general, I liked the visuals a lot more than you did.
Yeah.
I thought the colors really popped, and the 3D really worked for me, and just the scenery and everything. I thought it was cool. That kept me in it more than I think I would have.
That's kind of surprising because you're not a big 3D guy.
No, I hate 3D in general, but I was glad that we saw this in 3D.
There were some cool 3D parts. They utilize it well, but some points I didn't like the 3D. Any time they showed a big space shot on the space station planet thingy, it got very I got focused. Like the focus went out on me a couple times. But I mean and also anytime there was a human interacting with the environment or another character, like a CGI character, it didn't look good. But when it was all CGI, I thought it was cool. Yeah, it looked good. Yeah.
That's a tricky thing to do.
So, when it comes to the plot. So I was thinking the whole.
Well, you sniffed that out minute one, right? Yeah. That he was a bad guy.
Yes, that. Okay, so
Clive
there's
Owen
that.
Character.
Also, there's no plot up until an hour and 45. Yeah. There's for a 2.5 hour movie. There's no plot until an hour and 45. You're just like, oh, something's going wrong in the middle of the planet. Oh, these blue creatures are either good or bad, but you knew they're good the whole time. But that's like they are doing nothing for an hour and 45 minutes.
And the whole... Okay, so I was like, okay, there's not a lot to this. Clive Owen's obviously a bad guy. They gotta go get Clive Owen, fine. But then as soon as there was that BS about the person who died, her soul just chose Valerian, that was completely asinine. Yeah. I was like, you just lost me, movie. Yeah. That was it. Oh my gosh. But that said, though, there were some elements of this movie and like this universe around Valerian and the way that the universe that they built in this. There's a lot of stuff that's really cool. The whole thing about that extra dimension where they go to like be tourists, I think that's a really cool idea. And I thought they executed those scenes pretty well.
Yeah.
Where they're, he's walking through a desert, but then they like do a wipe and you can see. I thought that was a really cool thing. And that scene worked really well for me.
Yeah.
But that's what this movie was for me, was like a whole bunch of really cool ideas just kind of smashed together without a real plot and with like a very mediocre lead. I would rather just there's the universe. Tell me a bunch of stories about some of the crap that's going on in there. I don't need the story about them specifically. I'd just as soon have watched a story about just some aliens.
Right. Or even like I mean it suffered from a problem of writing. It suffered from a problem of your main title star not being compelling at all. I would even again, keep Cara Delevingne, whatever her last name is. Keep her as the female lead, but someone else. Like that was bad casting for Dane DeHaan. Like he's not a good fit because he is not a like cool,
like a stud.
Yeah,
I need like a stud kid. And that's why Han Solo worked, because Harrison Ford's sexy.
Everything I've seen Dane DeHaan in, he's like a weirdo or like a dark, brooding type of thing. And even like when he's trying to talk cool, he's like his voice is like it
doesn't work for me.
No, and the whole time I just couldn't buy it. I could not buy him as a cool badass.
And that's a really good point. The casting kind of sucked.
Yeah.
The cast and the writing wasn't great, but there are people who could have made that. Like, just off the top of my head, I think like Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
He's like a sexy dude. It makes sense for him to be able to get away with the crap that he pulls on Cara Delevingne, and it'd be okay. So that was between the casting and the writing of that character, just it didn't jive, and it threw the whole thing off base for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I liked a lot of this in like small parts.
Yeah.
And some of the ideas and not the themes. There was no theme.
Yeah.
But some of the little parts I thought were really cool.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to explore this world more, but the story contained in this didn't do anything for me.
So there's a point. So the two, Valerian and whatever the girl's name is, Laureline, they get their orders. The blue people come in and take the commander, and then Dane DeHaan gets stolen, and then she gets stolen, and like why? That was unnecessary. There's so many unnecessary things, and again, it comes down to the writing is bad.
Yeah, because the way we were supposed to buy them being in love was that they kept saving each other.
Yeah.
But if they're partners, that's their jobs.
Do you need to do that in 2 hours?
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours?
That's all. You save me, I save you, you save me.
Right.
I was... Okay, so this is a small thing. I don't know if it was the writing or if it was the acting, if they like ad-libbed or something. Every time they spoke to each other, they used their names.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah,
and there was there were a couple scenes where it was like, Valerian, what are you going to do now? And he was like, I don't know, Laureline, what do you think I should do? And they just kept saying their freaking names back and forth to each other. It drove me nuts. And there was a scene where he was like maybe dead, and she was trying, and she kept going, Valerian, 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 and that's why I'm not ready to call Cara Delevingne a great actor. So I don't know if they told her to say that a bunch, but that started getting on my nerves so bad, because it's not like his name's Chuck. It's not, oh Chuck, come on Chuck. It's like Valerian, Valerian. It's so and she just kept repeating it. It drove me nuts.
I'm assuming that Valerian is his last name.
I don't know. It's the only name they use.
Because names. I would have liked it better if it was Chuck, because, like, Valerian, okay, that's a fine name, whatever, but she's Laureline. Are they from the 1920s?
Yeah, he has this spacey year 3000 name.
It's 2500.
And her name is from 1915.
It's Laureline. God.
That bugged me.
Yeah.
That really, really bugged me.
Yeah. She didn't look like a Laureline. She had all her teeth.
How much money do you think they threw at Rihanna and Ethan Hawke? Specifically Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke is like a really respected actor. He's been in a lot of great stuff.
He's also not been in some great stuff. But...
And but I mean, I think in general, I respect Ethan Hawke a lot. And to see him pop up in this, I leaned over to you and I was like, is that Ethan Hawke? What the hell is he doing
I was actually waiting for him because I saw in the corner during the credits.
And even Clive Owen, for that matter. Clive Owen's been in some great stuff. And maybe they read a script that was more impressive than what we got. But I was amazed to see a couple of those guys in it.
It's
Brianna, whatever.
Yeah.
But
And most of hers was voice.
mhm.
I actually liked her. I like Bubbles.
The character was cool.
Yeah.
She was kind of funny.
I liked Bubbles. I liked the 3 pigeon looking things. They were funny.
Yeah, those guys were cool.
And then there was some little, like, the humor is, they should have done more humor.
Mhm.
Because anytime they were trying to take themselves seriously, it did not work.
Mhm.
Because they couldn't act well.
There was some fun. And again, that stuff is, that's outside of Valerian,
Mhm.
right? So the whole thing, Rihanna's a really cool race of people, and like her thing is really interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah.
Those 3 little dudes that all talk for each other.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with Valerian. Any shots that Valerian were in, you were like, oh, okay, whatever. We're
Yeah.
gonna get some plot, I guess, or maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the world that this movie's in is cool,
Mhm.
but the movie itself didn't do it for me at all.
Yeah. They were trying to take too many pieces from different things.
That was really clear to me too.
Because, again, I mean, you brought up Han Solo. They were trying to make it Star Wars in parts.
Mhm.
Even like, I even leaned over to you as like, there's the part where it's just her and him on like this big long black bridge with like a bunch of stuff hanging there, and that was where Han Solo dies.
It looked exactly like that scene.
It was, yeah. I'm pretty sure if you would have looked down, Han Solo's skeletons down there. And then what I thought was completely weird and random at the beginning, there was a Taken reference.
Oh my god, I'm so glad. I almost threw up. I almost barfed. Because it's the exact line, right?
Yeah, no, that was like a blatant Taken reference. I don't know if they were trying to make him be like a badass assassin, kind of like Liam Neeson is.
Well, the funny thing was it was flipped. It was the bad guy said, I will find you and I will kill you, and
Yeah.
Valerian says, good luck. And I heard you gotta do a pff, and I like gagged. I almost threw up. Because that was like the lamest thing I've ever seen. And they didn't even like wink at the camera or anything.
No.
They was like, we were supposed to take that seriously.
And I
cool.
don't know if it was to be taken seriously. I think it might have just been a reference, but I mean, he's not Liam Neeson, especially because there's no throat punches.
He didn't punch a single throat.
No throat punches. He stabbed a lot, but
Like if the movie was just that first part where they had to go into the extra dimension place to steal that pearl,
Yeah.
that all worked for me. I was digging it all the way through up in there. And that's the kind of movie I would like to see. 90-minute clean, something simple like that. But of course, you got to save the entire space station and 100 million. You know, you can't just have a
Yeah.
self-contained story.
no.
It's got to be this whole big thing where the whole place is going to blow up if they don't save it or whatever.
No, I just there is a lot of things that could be cool, but when you don't have a title character that
You got to have someone to pull you into that world.
because here's the difference between like this and Star Wars. A, the characters in Star Wars are all developed. B, there's actually a real thing. Like when they go film in Star Wars, they film in real locations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of CGI, but there's a lot of real locations too. There just wasn't anything to grab onto with this movie.
That's a good way to put it.
Nothing to grab onto, and just I hope there's not another one.
I'll be surprised if it gets a sequel. I mean, I would like to see more of this world, but if we're gonna be attached to Valerian for the whole time, just forget it.
Maybe they'll recast it like as Tom Holland and someone else or something.
Even Tom, I don't know. It's like we said, like he's not hunky enough to
No.
be able to pull off all this stuff, and he also doesn't seem old enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably 30 or whatever age, but he just doesn't seem old enough to be like a 9-year veteran of this military, and he's had all these sexual conquests, and, and he's supposed to be like intimidating and respected and stuff, and he just doesn't have that kind of gravitas or no grizzle to him. It doesn't do it as an action star for me. And I'd like him as an actor. That's the thing. It didn't. That character, just everything about that character did not work for me.
You know, you bring up the sexual gravitas thing. Two things. One, so like, I don't believe Dane DeHaan is having sex with all these people. He had sex with a ton of people. For one, like this is supposed to be like a somewhat kids movie. Was it PG-13? I don't know. They pulled it. There was like an entire spaceship room filled with faces that he's banged.
Yep.
And then the second, at the end, when they're making out, they were like 2 steps away from full penetration. Like, oh my god. And
You know, like when You know that it's too much when like their mouths get like this open.
Yeah.
Like no one kisses. Them.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get at tonsils. I don't know.
Oh, do they?
It was graphic.
Is that how they do it?
I don't know. I don't do a lot of kissing, but I definitely don't do it like this.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I wouldn't believe Dane DeHaan could get Cara Delevingne. Yeah.
She's pretty foxy.
She is.
Oh. So I heard you kind of laugh at one point, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you why.
I think I know what you're talking about.
The first scene when they've gotten to like the military installation and they're gonna get ready to talk to Clive Owen, and they've put on their armor. Did you think that armor just made her chest?
Yeah.
The armor was in like. She must have borrowed someone with a much larger cup size as armor because it was very clearly like, look at these.
The reason I laughed was because they did it in the first place. It's like Batman and the Bat Nipples. Like, what? Do you really think that
it could have just been a flat chest?
Yeah. Could have been just a spacesuit that he was wearing. I mean, she could have had a space sports bra on.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah.
I don't know if.
Even did the Power Rangers even have that?
No, they never had. Well, actually, in some iterations they did.
No, but I mean, even like the movie, the newest one.
Oh, yeah, there was Boob Room.
Was there?
Yeah, but I don't know if there's like a weird thing with Luc Besson, the director, and Cara Delevingne, but I kind of got vibes of the first couple Transformers, where it seemed like most of the budget went to making Megan Fox look sexy. Yeah. They spent a lot of time letting you know that Cara Delevingne's hot in this movie. She doesn't need a lot of help.
No, she doesn't.
Because, the first hour she's in like a bikini and then...
Yeah, she's wearing a lot of different outfits.
Yeah.
And Dane DeHaan's in like that same spacesuit the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they put her in that dress. Yeah.
She like...
She can get it, but...
Wrap up.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Summarize.
I'll just start with this one. Cara Delevingne impressed me. Action is okay. Everything else was just not good. Not good.
Yeah. I wouldn't go so far as to say hot garbage. But whatever, like a step or two better than hot garbage is. And it's really frustrating because there's promise there. You had a pretty good performance by Cara Delevingne in this. There's a lot there that's cool that they could have grabbed onto, and everything that was cool about it was like ancillary and didn't matter to the story. The plot blew. You knew from the second you saw Clive Owen that he was the bad guy. He didn't even have to speak. And you're like, oh, of course he's the bad guy. He looks evil as hell. So the plot stunk. I dug it visually, so that was fun to watch in 3D. But
and I was kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah, like that, what if someone asked me, should I go see this movie? I'll say, if you're gonna go see it in 3D. If you don't see it in the theaters, don't watch this on DVD at home. I think that would be very disappointing to you.
Definitely not a 4K Blu-ray buy.
No, probably not. Although it would probably look pretty.
It would look fine.
It'd look pretty nice.
Wow.
I got the curb. But I don't know.
That was about as exciting as the movie.
I kind of want to go watch Star Wars now so I can see all these things done right.
Not even ice cream can make up for that.